What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on the 76ers. Oh my god, man. I can't, I'm cracking up right now. I'm cracking up. That was what happened? What happened at the end of the game, Brooklyn? Like, that might have been the worst inbound pass I've ever seen. Really. Mikal Bridges juked out. He went the wrong way. Royce O'Neal accidentally throws it to DeAnthony Melton. The Sixers win 102-97 when when they had their backs against the wall. But let's be real before we talk about this game. We gotta be real for a second. They should have lost. If I'm being completely honest, the 76ers should have lost tonight. With everything that was going on, everything was going against the 76ers. The Brooklyn Nets had, I believe, with like 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, they had 10 fouls the entire game. And Joel Embiid had 5 fouls himself. The whole fiasco with Joel Embiid and Nick Claxton, twice. Embiid got hit in the back by Nick Claxton, and Embiid was injured, and he was out for a little bit. I thought he wasn't coming back in the game. Every time, and this brought me back to NFL season, where anytime Tua would take a huge hit, I would sort of hesitate. Anytime Joel Embiid took a big tumble to the floor, I would hesitate because that man was on the floor way too many times tonight. I was so stressed out watching that, man. That was not a fun experience seeing Joel Embiid take fall after fall onto to people sitting at courtside, fall onto the cameraman. He tries to block Cameron Johnson, and he falls and he hurts his knee and he's limping around the court. I'm like, oh my god, here we go again. Joel Embiid, he's hurt. It's the same thing as last year's playoffs, man. That guy battled. He didn't play obviously he didn't play to Joel Embiid's standards. I kind of didn't like the attitude from Joel Embiid tonight, and I'm going to start with the negative first. And there's a lot of negative in this game. Joel Embiid, I didn't like the way he played tonight. He had a double-double, but 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. Joel Embiid, the points per game leader in the NBA, only had 14 points tonight. I didn't like the attitude. I didn't like the way he was carrying himself all night long. It's sort of, for me, watching the game, he's jogging up and down the court. Did he deserve that last foul? I mean, let's be real. He's just stronger than Royce O'Neal. And Royce O'Neal flops on the ground like LeBron James. And Joel Embiid gets called for his 5th foul. And that was a terrible call. And I feel like all night long, Joel Embiid was playing like he felt bad for himself. And I hated that. I hated that about his game tonight. Jogging up and down the court, not taking as many shots. 14 points, man. Luckily we got it done tonight, we should not have won the game tonight. But I'm telling you right now, that shit is not going to cut it when we play the Boston Celtics in the second round. That's not going to cut it, dude. You got to stop feeling sorry for yourself and beat Joel Embiid like you were in the regular season. I just did not like the way he played tonight. I got bad vibes watching Joel Embiid. But that last block of the game, I mean, that kind of won us the game. That, and we'll get to Tyrese. But that last block of the game, I mean, that's what great players do, is they make plays like that. And right there, Joel Embiid just made the best block of the entire playoffs. Right there, that was the best game of the entire playoffs. I know some people are going to say the game one, Golden State and the Kings was better. Honestly, man, as a Sixers fan, I haven't been this stressed out watching a sports game with my favorite team since the Dolphins played the Bills in the playoffs this season. I mean, that was a roller coaster of emotions, man. And what a ride. What a ride it was. But that's where I wanted to start, is Joel Embiid. He did make the clutch block at the end. Amazing. It won us the game because Royce O'Neal, I mean, he completely sold at the end for the Brooklyn Nets. But, and then I want to talk about James Harden. Like, Embiid got hurt, and James Harden was playing really good. James Harden had 15 points at halftime, carrying the offense. James was doing his thing. The Brooklyn Nets completely dominated the Sixers in the third quarter. Honestly, I had no idea what that was. I was extremely, extremely frustrated over that. And, you come out of the locker room looking like that in the third quarter, man. They scored 35 points compared to 18 from the Sixers. That's not acceptable. Again, I'm going to keep referencing to this because it's true. It worked tonight, but that shit's not going to work against the Boston Celtics. If you have a double-digit lead at halftime and the Celtics come roaring back, bro, they're not blowing the lead. They're a much better, talented, and smarter team than the Brooklyn Nets are, man. Okay? That's not going to cut it playing the Boston Celtics in a couple weeks because it's coming. That James Harden ended the third quarter a little shoulder shrug to Royce O'Neal, and he got ejected for that. He got a flagrant 2, and they ejected James Harden for what he did to Royce O'Neal, which wasn't, let's be honest, the first play, beginning minutes of the game, Joel Embiid, I mean, let's be real. The analyst, I was watching the halftime show, and Charles Barkley was right. If Domantas Sabonis doesn't hold on to Draymond Green's ankle, he doesn't get stepped on. If Nick Claxton doesn't step over Joel Embiid, he doesn't get tripped. And honestly, if you're Joel, you're not going to stand for that. You're going to do something. It was dumb. At that point, it was dumb. Luckily, he didn't get thrown out of the game because getting thrown out the first 3 minutes of the game would have thrown everything off. Now, granted, that clown, Claxton, he dunked on Embiid in the fourth quarter, and he had his all smirky face, and he was trying to be tough, and he was flexing at Embiid, and he got kicked out of the game for it. It was an unsportsmanlike call. I would have liked to see Claxton flexing at the end of the game like he was, and then giving that face to Embiid. I want to see how that feels, Claxton. I want to see how that feels, knowing that your team had a huge choke at the end of the fourth quarter. Your team blew it, bro. Brooklyn, man, a bunch of frauds. They chirp, 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 chirp. And then when it gets down to the clutch minutes, they fold like they did. That was so good. But I feel like that James Harden ejection was being made up for what? For what? For the Joel Embiid call earlier, because Claxton got a technical foul, and Joel Embiid got a flagrant 1. Harden got a flagrant 2, which, I mean, my God. This is what I'm talking about. It was the ref show. It was the referee show at the Barclays Center, and it kind of ruined the game. Their game was amazing. The Sixers won. I'm thrilled. I'm celebrating. I'm excited for Saturday, but these refs are not making the game fun, man. They're not. It's ridiculous with calls every possession. Against the Sixers, too. PJ Tucker at the end, man. Bridges going in for the foul. Tucker, hands up, gets called for a foul. Tucker, in no way, shape, or form, should have been fouled there at all. And that was brutal. That was brutal. Bridges had 26 points for Brooklyn. Dinwiddie, 20 points. Dinwiddie, at the end, took that shot. Embiid said, "Get that shit out of here, Dinwiddie." And then, we got to talk about this, man. Tyrese Maxey. Oh, my goodness. What a stud. What a stud Tyrese Maxey is, man. Just draining threes in the first half. But more importantly, I got to go find the freaking... Hold on, I'm going to take some time here. Here we go. This was the scoring spree for Tyrese Maxey. All right? So... Okay. With 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the game, James Harden's gone. So Tyrese Maxey is the primary ball handler. Tyrese Maxey is the point guard. Okay? Tyrese Maxey needs to be that guy. When Joel Embiid's not shooting, it needs to be Maxey. He needed to step up when it mattered most, and Tyrese Maxey was able to come through. With 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go, he had 15 points. The Sixers are down 92-89. 2-point jumper by Tyrese Maxey. Down 1. The Brooklyn Nets have a 5-point lead. 96-91. Tyrese Maxey drains a 3-pointer with 2:03 to go. The Brooklyn Nets are up 96-94 with 2 minutes to go. 139. Tyrese Maxey gets the ball. He steals it, and he drives for 2. 96-96. 7 points in about a minute and a half for Tyrese Maxey. And then, 44 seconds to go, Tyrese Maxey behind the line, behind the 3 mark, swish. Swish. All net by Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey had that freaking dog in him at the end, the last 3 minutes of the game, man. He's the reason we won this game. He is the reason we won this game. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, his block at the end of the game. I'm going to admit it. Embiid did not have a good game, but that block at the end pretty much sealed it because Royce O'Neal, he choked at the end. Let's put it as simple as it is. Royce O'Neal choked at the end of that game. I can't believe the Sixers won. I really cannot believe that this team was able to get that victory. That was unbelievable. That was one of the most anxious games, more sweatiest games I've ever watched as a Sixers fan, man. That's, oh my goodness. What a game. And it was like last year. That Game 3, first round, Toronto Raptors, back and forth. We're getting these terrible calls. And the Sixers win by a game-winning 3 in overtime. Last year, it was Joel Embiid in Toronto. This year, It's Tyrese Maxey in Brooklyn. And what better, because it's the 1-year anniversary. Joel Embiid had that game-winning 3 against the Toronto Raptors and shut up the Toronto Raptors fans. Tyrese Maxey does the same thing to Brooklyn Nets fans. Drains that 3. Sixers go on an 8-0 run, and he shuts up the Brooklyn Nets fans at Barclays Center, man. I love it. The Sixers are up 3-0 against the Brooklyn Nets. James Harden got ejected. I bet he's coming for revenge on Saturday. He is going to ball out on Saturday. Joel Embiid, bad performance today. Hoping for a bounce back on Saturday. And, I want this series to be over. You know, Brooklyn, they stand no chance. They're not on that level. They're not on the Sixers level. The Nets stink. The Nets are in this spot because of players that aren't even on the damn team anymore. Okay? So, they're in this spot because of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and they stink. The Nets stink. And you saw it tonight. Their game plan was to get in ahead of Joel Embiid, get extremely physical with Joel Embiid, get the best emotions out of Joel Embiid, the emotions that the Nets want. Hurt him, mess with him, mess with his head. That's going to be the same mentality because they know they have no shot at coming back in this series. So actually, I'm praying this series is over by Saturday because I want our guys to be able to rest before we play an extremely difficult series against the Boston Celtics. So I predicted before the series started it would be the Sixers in 5 games and the Nets would pick up a Game 4 victory. I'm hoping the Sixers win on Saturday because I want this series to be over. I want Joel Embiid to be resting before he has a 7-game series against the Boston Celtics. So, what a game. I'm tired. I'm going to go rest. And I'll be back Saturday for Game 4 of the Sixers and Brooklyn Nets. So, thank you guys so much for joining. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel. Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. Follow me on TikTok if you like my baseball content at Colin_Joseph. And I'm getting out of here, man. What a game. Sixers, your 76ers are up 3-0 over the Brooklyn Nets. Let's go. I'm getting out of here. Peace. I'll see you Saturday.